Let me tell you a story. It starts with a joke, but it doesn't end there because that joke was also a nod to something much older: language, identity. This is the story of Inga For Real. Inga was a nickname, sometimes playful, sometimes sharp. If you're from home in Bethel, Alaska, you know how nicknames work. But the for real part, now that wasn't random. It was a nod to the meaning of Yupik, which translates to the real people. So when someone said Inga For Real, they weren't just joking. They were saying, this is real. This is us. This is who we are. Not pretending, not performing, just real people being real people. We didn't set out to start a clothing brand. We made shirts because we wanted to reflect ourselves, our humor, our language, our way of being. We used Yupik words, long words, precise words, words that didn't flatten into English. If you understood it, you really understood it. If you didn't, it opened a door. Those shirts traveled Anchorage, Seattle, New York. People would stop each other and say, hey, are you from... Now, that moment, that wasn't fashion. That was recognition between real people. Now, here's the missing part people miss. This wasn't about merch. It was about language survival. When you wear the language, you normalize it. You take it out of textbooks and you put it back into life. Every Yupik word carries worldview, humor, land, relationship. We didn't wait for permission. We didn't wait for institutions. We said, we're still here. We are still real. Like lots of grassroots things, Inga For Real didn't last forever. Life moved, people moved, responsibilities grew. That's not failure, that's life. Because movements don't disappear when products stop, they live on, in memory, in confidence, in what makes possible next. I still hear people say, that shirt meant something to me. Now that tells me everything. Here's what I learned later. Inga For Real was never about shirts. It was about being accountable to who you are, being rooted, being honest, being real people in a world that often asks you to perform. That's where Inga For Life comes from. Not nostalgia, not remixing the past, but carrying those same values forward into storytelling, into media, into how we show up. Same meaning, longer life. If you wore one of those t-shirts or remember seeing one or know a word from your language that carries this kind of weight, please put it in the comments. Because language lives when we speak it, when we share it, when we honor it. Inga, for real.